Hello, everyone. Thank you for listening and thank you for clicking that button. Welcome to Marriage Mondays. I am Reverend Dr. Tara L. Saunders, the Candid Christian Counselor, and you have tuned into the Fruit of Our Hands Christian Counseling. And today's topic, how to biblically handle disagreement. Let's get started. Now, agreements are never the issue. It is always the disagreements that couples struggle with. As Christians, whether engaged or married, we must be intentional when handling disagreements. The best and only way Christians should handle their disagreement is by using the Bible. Too often, Christian couples, engaged or married, fail to use the Bible when they are in a disagreement. In many cases, the flesh is the first responder, which causes them to act and respond in a hurtful way towards the person they say they love. Christians cannot go wrong when they use the Bible during a disagreement. Or can it go wrong when a Christian uses the Bible during a disagreement? The answer is yes. There are two ways to misuse the Bible. The first way is using the Bible as a weapon out of context to support the disagreement. In this case, words and actions are hurtful. Even the scripture selected is meant to hurt. When a Christian uses the Bible this way in trying to resolve disagreements, he or she cannot see their wrongdoing, blinded, if you will, displaying spiritual immaturity. The second way is using the Bible in the right context, but the tone is harsh and love is absent from the approach. The majority of disagreements remain unresolved because Christians fail to recognize that their tone and approach matter. We should not expect the person we say we love to just accept the fact that the Bible is being used and disregard how it is being used. Let me say that again. We should not expect the person we say we love to just accept the fact that the Bible is being used and disregard how it is being used. How Christians use the Bible matters to God and to the person we say we love. Hurting the person we say we love should never be our intent, even if they have hurt us first. We should not resort to measures of returning evil for evil. Regardless if our flesh does not feel like it, which is often the case, we must always return evil. I'm sorry, let me take that back. Return good for evil. Hitting below the belt and using confident information or confided information should never be our weapons of choice in a disagreement, people. It should never be that. We should never betray our spouse or future spouse in that way. Now, when I was working on my PhD, I came across a true statement that I'm going to share with you now. It is food for thought, and that is worthy of pencil and paper. Posting this up as a reminder can be beneficial. Are you ready? You can be right, but wrong at the top of your voice. I'm going to say this two more times. You can be right, but wrong at the top of your voice. Last time. You can be right, but wrong at the top of your voice. A future spouse or spouse can be right and have the best intentions to help, instruct, guide, lead, advise, suggest, and even spark conviction. They are sincere and genuine. They can be right, but wrong at the top of their voice. Hurting the person we say we love happens more often than people think. Yes, love can hurt, but intentionally hurting the person we say we love should not be anyone's goal. When the Bible is used as a weapon to cause hurt, over time it changes the loved one's heart, how they think, and their encouragement. Using the Bible as a weapon can also cause intimacy to decrease, efforts and support to decline, even cease to exist altogether. The goal during a disagreement is to use the Bible in the right context with the appropriate tone, along with a loving approach. Without either, a disagreement turns into a flesh war. Both are acting fleshy, or it could be one spouse is fleshy while the other is showing restraint. Handling disagreements biblically means that the couple is intentional about resolving their disagreement with the least amount of hurt possible. The couple's actions, words, and approach are intentional because they are choosing not to hurt the person they say they love. Let me say that again. The couple's actions, words, and approach are intentional because they are choosing not to hurt the person they say they love. The couple understands their biblical accountability to God and each other. I want to suggest a married Christian couple meeting. And you can choose the date. Just make sure you stick with it and be consistent. And this is just for married couples. Okay. And during this weekly marriage meeting, you use this opportunity to discuss anything that may be troubling your spouse. Again, choose a date that works for you, stick to it, and be consistent. And if either spouse can't make it, then plan a backup date. The weekly marriage meeting helps with addressing problems before they can get out of hand, addressing feelings and emotions before they can fester, or verify if they are valid or invalid, reinforces accountability to God and each other, nip in the bud sinful behavior before it becomes a pattern, allows open discussions regarding various matters without judgment or criticism, help initiate forgiveness and repairing of marriage, and helps with consistency. At the weekly marriage meeting, bring a Bible, pencil, and paper. Now, the goal is to listen to gain an understanding of what is bothering your spouse and use the scriptures to help each other with accountability. Respond by repeating the problem, showing that you've heard them correctly, validating how they feel, addressing each problem with scripture. Make sure you discern feelings and emotions because not every feeling or emotion is valid. Let me say that again. Make sure you discern feelings and emotions because not every feeling or emotion is valid. Now, whether valid or invalid, do not minimize your spouse's feelings and emotions. The goal is to address the root, seek out the truth, and prove the validity of anything that is causing a hindrance or creating a stumbling block in your marriage. Letting such things go without addressing them and failing to revive biblical accountability is harmful to any marriage. We have all heard that God has given us one mouth and two ears, signifying that we should speak less and hear more. We've also heard that people listen to respond and not listen to understand. When a future spouse or spouse brings something to your attention more than once, twice, three times, or repeatedly, whether in a loving voice or angry or frustrated voice, it is their cry for help. They need you to fix it, do something, work on it, plan it, make it happen, work with them, take charge, be the strong one. Your future spouse needs you to not only listen intently, but respond accordingly. Or let me say it this way, your spouse needs you to not only listen intently, but respond accordingly. Again, thank you for listening. Thank you for clicking that button. I am Reverend Dr. Terry S. Saunders, your Christian counselor, your candid Christian counselor. Thank you so much. You have tuned into the Fruit of Our Hands Christian Counseling, Marriage Mondays. Our topic for today was how to biblically handle disagreements. Until then, be blessed, not stressed.